King Charles III, monarch of the United Kingdom, vanished without a trace. The world was left in shock as headlines blared and speculation ran wild. No one could have predicted the sudden disappearance of a reigning monarch, especially one as visible and dutiful as Charles. Official statements spoke of a private retreat, but the truth was far more remarkable. Behind the palace walls, whispers grew louder and the public demanded answers, yet the royal family remained silent, fueling even more curiosity and intrigue. Charles had orchestrated a secret escape to the wildflower hills of Transylvania, Romania, a place he loved deeply. Far from the cameras and the constant scrutiny, he found solace in the rolling meadows and misty mountains, surrounded by nature's quiet beauty. Disguised as a British gentleman named Charles, he traded royal robes for tweed jackets and walking boots. He blended in with the locals, enjoying the simple pleasures of rural life and relishing the anonymity that came with his new identity. The world speculated wildly, but Charles was simply breathing in mountain air, free from the weight of the crown. For the first time in years, he could walk without an entourage, and his laughter echoed across the hills, unburdened and genuine. He had left behind the palace and its pressures, seeking a life measured by sunrises, not ceremonies. Each morning brought a new sense of freedom as he watched the dawn break over the tranquil countryside, far from royal obligations. The king was gone. In his place, a simple countryman had arrived. In the heart of Transylvania, Charles found not just escape, but a new beginning, one where he could finally be himself, away from the world's expectations. The contrast was stark and immediate. In England, every moment was scripted, every smile scrutinized by the ever-watchful public eye. In Transylvania, his alarm was a rooster, and breakfast was shared with the Popescu family, fresh bread, goat cheese, and laughter around a wooden table. His royal duties became tending a garden, collecting vegetables, and learning beekeeping from Mr. Popescu, who was patient and wise. Afternoons meant wandering ancient oak forests, not attending ceremonies or formal events. Here he was Domhnall Carroll, respected for his effort, not his inherited title or royal lineage. The villagers welcomed him as one of their own, embracing him with genuine warmth. Charles discovered that the true weight of a crown was the distance it created from real life and authentic connection. Charles embraced village life as an eager student, eager to learn from the wisdom of those who had lived on the land for generations. He arrived with curiosity and humility, ready to trade royal protocol for muddy boots and calloused hands. Mrs. Popescu, a patient and knowledgeable villager, taught him to garden, marigolds for pest control, basil for flavor, and the importance of nurturing each plant with care. Charles discovered that gardening was not just about growing food, but about respecting the delicate balance of nature. He learned to cook mamaliga and samale, savoring meals made from ingredients he picked himself. The kitchen became a place of laughter and shared stories where every meal was a celebration of the land's bounty and the community's traditions. The village's crafts became his new passions, wood carving with iron, weaving on a loom, mending fences and foraging mushrooms in the forest. Each skill was a doorway into the village's heritage, and Charles found joy in learning from the hands of true masters. Each task, no matter how small, connected him to the land and the people. Working side by side with villagers, he felt the strength of community and the satisfaction of shared effort. He was no longer an observer but a participant, finding purpose in simple, honest work. The rhythm of daily chores grounded him, and he began to understand the true meaning of belonging. The rhythms of rural life brought him a sense of belonging he'd never known. Each sunrise promised new lessons, and every evening was filled with gratitude for the day's work. Charles was finally part of a community, not just its figurehead. Surrounded by laughter and friendship, he found a home in the heart of rural Romania. Village life in Transylvania was full of warmth, laughter, and its fair share of comic moments that brought everyone together. The air was always buzzing with stories, and every day seemed to offer a new adventure or a gentle mishap to remember. Charles's first attempt at milking Matilda the goat was a sight to behold. With a determined look, he tried his best, but the milk ended up on his trousers instead of the bucket, sending the villagers into fits of laughter. Even Matilda seemed amused by the royal blunder. Later, at a lively village gathering, Charles picked up a fiddle and bravely tried to play along with the musicians. The result was more squeaks and squawks than music, But his willingness to join in, despite his lack of skill, won the villagers' hearts and drew smiles all around. He didn't stop there. When the harvest festival began, Charles joined the traditional folk dances, his royal stiffness slowly melting away as he let himself be swept up in the rhythm and joy of the celebration. These small acts of humility and openness endeared him to the villagers, showing them that he was willing to be one of them, even if just for a while. Charles was never afraid to look a little foolish, to try and fail, and most importantly, to laugh at himself alongside everyone else. With every shared laugh and every honest mistake, the invisible walls of royalty began to crumble, replaced by genuine connection. Soon, Charles was no longer just a guest. He became our Charles, the eccentric Englishman with a heart of gold, welcomed as one of their own. In laughter, shared celebration, and the simple joys of village life, Charles discovered true friendship and a sense of belonging he had never known before. Over time, Charles changed. The lines of worry faded, his posture relaxed. He found wealth in sun-ripened tomatoes, shared meals and laughter. He supported the village, restoring the church, teaching crafts, and sharing conservation ideas. Here, happiness was found in planting seeds and helping neighbors, not in royal ceremony. His secret sojourn was a lesson. Stripping away life's pressures reveals true joy. Charles's escape asks us all, where can we find our own Transylvania?